The inspiration is always just to capture the energy. I love to like take a look at the environment that I'm around. You know, obviously we're in Miami, so blues and pinks.
Gotcha. Hey, paddlers, we're so excited to be here at Art Basel, the Scope exhibition. And Scope exhibition made a partnership with the PPL, and we have a paddle court right here, decorated by a famous artist, which is right next to us, Keeley, and the beautiful dog Ghost. So, Keeley, tell us a little bit. Did you know about paddle?
I knew, top level stuff. I didn't really realize how much it's grown in such a quick amount of time. I grew up playing tennis. So, I've always been, in this world, in this realm. I lived in Montauk in the Hamptons for a long time. It's become very big out there. But even just my short amount of time, just this year, it's exploded into this whole new ecosystem with, all kinds of people are jumping into it.
So how did you get involved? Did Mike contact you directly, or how did that happen?
So I became involved with the art fair. And I signed on to paint all the walls. And during that time, we were discussing production and, everything that was happening with the fair. And Alexis, the owner, said, hey, there's also this paddleball court that's happening that's going to be right next to your walls. We started planning out how to paint the walls. And Alexis said, hey, there's also this paddleball court that's going to be put right next to the walls. What do you think about painting this? And I said, oh, for sure. Like, I love doing interactive, cool things, stuff for people to engage with. I do a lot of music stages. I do a lot of skate parks.
So what was the inspiration to the walls and to the court?
The inspiration is always just to capture the energy. I love to take a look at the environment that I'm around. Obviously we're in Miami, so the blues and pinks,
Gotcha.
Are very much near
the water. You're near the water.
Yeah, you got the water, the sky. I started off with just a whole big blue and white mural, and then the pink brings in all the energy.
So, Keeley, why don't you tell us a little bit about your art journey? When did you start? When did you become an artist? And how was that whole journey?
Oh, I think I've been an artist since birth. I popped out and
with a brush.
Yeah, I popped out with a brush and just started smearing stuff on the walls. My earliest memories were, I think when I was probably like 2 or 3 years old, hanging out in the garage and painting on the garage floor.
So what were your parents saying? They're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, they always that was the one thing that they always supported. I'm lucky enough to have some parents that were, willing to let me on a long leash.
Right.
I did a lot of crazy
Great
stuff.
Parents, man. Great parents.
So they were always there to support me and back me up when I fell. But they let me be free enough to try everything I ever wanted. So.
All right. So what's your specialty when it comes to art? Murals?
I like more of the studio practice.
Okay.
Where I can have freedom to spend as long or as quick amount of time as I want. I like to kind of take everything that's in the studio, mix them together, and do different. My practice is basically whatever I can grab at any time.
So, what is your studio?
Right now, it's in New York. I've been in New York for about 15, 17, 20 years. I don't know. Time keeps flying by. But most recently, I've been working on different locations. So I actually just spent the last 3 months in Malibu. I took over the famous Tadao Ando house in Malibu that is famous for Kanye West ripping it apart. So my friend had bought that off of Kanye and allowed me to turn it into an art studio. So it was perfect. It was right on the water. It was raw enough to where we didn't have to be super, super clean. And I went out there. I thought I was only going to be there for 2 weeks, and I ended up staying there for 3 months.
Did you anticipate any other projects with paddle and art?
For sure. I spent, the last week out here hanging out with Sergio, who has the Houston team. And we were talking about all of the different ways that we could incorporate artwork into the different courts and just really, really analyzing it. One thing I love to do is to accent the courts very artfully, but also make them very functional. So we were going through the different paint processes and what types of paint to use on the court so it doesn't affect the playing. Also, you know, we took into consideration, like, we didn't want to put too much paint on the mirror, on the windows, so, you know, you can still see in.
Yeah.
So I want the players to feel just as much at home and do their thing as much as, you know, bring some art into it. So hopefully we have a few more projects coming up. You know, I've got a big presence out in the Hamptons. We also have a lot of stuff happening in Malibu now. We've got a big, all the stuff that I'm doing right now is a benefit for Malibu Urgent Care to raise money for them after the fires. So, you know, a big percentage of the painting sales will go to them. We've got a lot of big celebrities that are involved in that from out there. And I'm sure a ton of them are into playing paddle. So we'll see over the next couple of weeks what we can put together for that.
So let me ask one thing. You know, you just created a paddle masterpiece. Is it for sale?
Yes, it is. So this piece is for sale. It's got a pretty high price tag, so I don't want to say that on.
How much in it? Over 50, over 100, over $1 million.
We have a price tag of 1.5 million.
1.5 million. What?
But that includes the
The walls and everything. Gotcha.
So, you know, these two walls.
Jules, that's in your price range, man. Go for it.
Yeah, you got
Two.
that in your pocket.
One for you, one for me.
Yeah. So the idea would be for somebody, you know, with either, you know, like maybe a hotel or a private residence or something to buy this one and then place it and then put the walls around it. That way you can have like an actual functional piece of art. You know, 1.5 for most guys is like, you know, their bathroom art.
Yeah. And if they love paddle, you know what I'm saying?
So if you're looking for an amazing artist and a paddle court mixing art and paddle, this is the piece you're looking for.
Right.
Exactly.
Amazing. So where's people can find you? How's your Instagram? Do you have a TikTok?
Yeah. My Instagram is at Keeley_studios, Keeley. But sure, don't forget the last E. There's a few other imposters out there. And then KeeleyStudios.com. You can find me there. And then, you know, hopefully through all of the paddle social media and all of your channels, you can find links to that. And then also Scope. I believe it's scopeart.com. So you can find us through there. And then if you need any information about actually purchasing the court or purchasing any other artwork, you can reach Janelle at KeeleyStudios.com.
Can you repeat that?
Janelle, Janelle at Keeley Studios, KeeleyStudios.com.
And people that love art, that want to see your studio, where is the studio located?
Right now I'm located in New York, so you can make appointments to see from there. The next year I'm going to be on the road traveling a lot, hopefully with many more paddle events. So you can catch me out there with you guys. So I'd say stay tuned to your station.
Where in New York?
Right in Soho.
Oh.
I'm on Bowery and Spring.
Beautiful.
Yeah, not hard to find me there. So you look for the big white dog covered in paint.
All right, Keeley, man, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Show them the paddle.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did one cool thing that I did that we came up with along the course of painting the court was we wanted to do some paddles as well. So I think we did I don't know if we did with the exact number, but we did a good amount of these. So I think there's a raffle, a chance to win these somewhere. So
Are they also for sale?
I don't believe that these are for sale. I think these are for special giveaway. You can win these, you know, so anybody, no matter your budget, you have a chance to get something like this.
Perfect. Right.
Excellent. So if you're looking for a paddle court for $1.5 million, come here to Art Basel and PPL, and you can take it home. Well, actually, it's going to take a while, but
I think you could probably Instacart it if you want.
Instacart it.
All right.
Great.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.